Welcome to the League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes. We're a podcast dedicated to nerdiness in all forms and how our love for this culture intersects with our experiences as Black people. This intersection is home to our love of character and story and diversity and creativity. We're so excited to be on this journey with you. We hope we can create a community for all blurs and nerds in general. We hope to add to the culture by discussing all things nerd from an Afrofuturist mindset. We want to discuss our love of nerd culture in a way that assumes Black people and all people of color belong, are valued, and add depth to the stories being told. Join us no matter where your nerd love takes you. We'll be discussing it all. And today, we're going to be discussing, with as much coolness as we can, guys, Deadpool. Are you ready?
I hope everybody else is ready because we're not going to tell everything. Every single thing is going to be spoiled. I hope it's in the title also, but yeah, we're going to talk about everything is going to be discussed.
Every cameo,
every single one.
Oh, I got a special thing for that.
Yes. Before we jump into your special thing, though, everyone, let's introduce ourselves and answer our question on whether, or let's do this. Out of 1 to 5 on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being your very favorite thing you've ever seen, what do you give Deadpool as a rating?
Ever seen like
we're gonna start with that?
Yeah, we're starting with our ratings, and then we're gonna realize that for the whole episode, I'll be seeing if you can justify it.
Hey, wait,
that's what I'm gonna be doing.
You can't justify art. Wait.
Yes, this movie requires. Nope, that's it. Of everything you've ever seen in the universe of life.
Oh God!
And that includes like.
I don't know. Man.
I'll start.
This is not what I want for us.
Yeah.
One. You want some rails?
On the
rough.
No.
It's not rough. She said anything you've ever seen in life.
Yeah,
on a 1 to 5.
1 to 5 scale
of 5. It's a 1.
Let's put it in a 20% block. Is it in the top 20% of things you've ever seen? Then it's top.
All right, no. Jade. I know your because your eyebrows feel like they're stuck. I'm gonna get started
Don't
with you.
Play with me, Jade. Top 5.
Jade, your eyebrows are stuck up. So
take it seriously.
Introduce yourself.
See. Okay, I'm Jade. And if you had said MCU, that would be one thing, but
that's not what I said.
All time, I mean, I probably have to give it a 1.5.
Jeez Louise.
Y'all
okay.
It's not. No. 5
the question is bad. 5. No.
Oh, you think it's just poor questions
in life? In life, no.
I've seen some pretty beautiful things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, we're just level setting. Alex,
I'll say 2.
Okay.
Jay, I'm glad you added decimals to it because that makes this a little bit easier. Ever seen in life? No, because have y'all ever just watched National Geographic just like for like 3 hours straight? It's crazy.
The elephants, man.
Even
bugs. It's always the elephants.
Even the bugs. The bugs are literally Pokemon. They shoot acid and they fly and they squeeze each other and they all that stuff.
Yeah.
Ever in life, Deadpool, I will give a 1. It's a 1. Even if I had 50, even if you made it the decimal system and I had 50 decimals, it is a 1 because others not 50.
All right, guys.
I feel like you've got a lot of stuff that's low, and then like the stuff you actually like to watch is over here, and it's still low.
Stuff I like to watch is not the question. Ever seen in life?
Right, but I mean, like, is it in your top 10? No. Is it in your top 100?
In life, I'm 34 years old. I'm 34 years old. Ever in life?
You're 1 year older than Jesus.
Yeah, this question isn't my answer. Yeah, see, it's not hyperbolic to say I can't put it anywhere close to the top things.
Okay, all right.
For me, 1 is reserved for like the what is it? They have the award shows for country music. That right there is I'm skipping past the channel. Oops, I saw 4 frames. That's a 1.
All right, so I know everything that everybody says about Diddy is true. Like he's a POS, right? Remember when
talking about Diddy
was flying in hot.
Diddy at the VMAs did the "Don't this make my people wanna," and they were on like stilts and they were jumping up and down. That's like top 30. I was like 11 years old. I was like 11 years old when I saw that. That was crazy to me.
All right, we're gonna let that simmer and let Marcus introduce himself.
Oh, hi, I'm Marcus. I'm a board game designer and generally curmudgeonly guy now.
No, my Marcus.
Not.
Y'all are like 1, and I'm like,
what is curmudgeonly?
Not Marcus.
Not Marcus.
Fine.
I was gonna say
I get stuck in my ways, and y'all ain't gonna change them.
We love you, and it's fine.
All right.
that sounds like an old black man to me.
I'm getting there. Look at all this gray.
So what's your did you say your rating, Marcus? Of all things in the world?
Like, of all things ever, like, now I'm just really just breaking it down into 10 percentiles. Like, this is, I will put it in the 60 to 70%. This is better than most things that I've seen ever that I'm willing to rank.
Okay.
It's like, versus my expectations of what it could be and what it turned out to be. Yes, there are things that could make it quite a bit better. But
interesting. That's it.
Like,
okay, we'll come back to that.
Fun. They made it fun, and that's what they went for. So,
all right, Stephanie, of all things, introduce yourself. And of all things, do not change my parameters. I can see it in your eyes.
That's right. Yeah.
You really did not come for anybody else. I want to know why I'm attacked. I'm Stephanie Tyrants, she, her pronouns. I have a daughter, so she's got to be 5. So we're just working our way back down.
Oh my goodness!
From 5.
Is your daughter a piece of media? You just
seen anything in the world.
Oh wow!
And I specifically said that includes childbirth and children.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah! Now we do have to reset.
Have you ever seen a dragonfly hunt something?
Now it's a 1.
I saw a hummingbird. Well, I'm eating lunch.
We're right back. The 1 is rounding. We're rounding to a 1 now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like rounding down.
I'm gonna say it was a 1
up to a 1,
but it was good for my mental health. So let's just let that be what that is.
There's a lot of stuff that's in the 1. It's a 1 bubble. If that's what we're doing, it's just a bubble full of stuff that's at 1 because it's.
I just want to start with some chaos. I don't know if
you got it.
I called myself the head game maker today.
I'd like to change my answer and go back to the 1.5 because I feel bad about saying 2.
There we go. It's pragmatic.
I mean, I thought about the Grand Canyon. I'm seeing the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. You should highly recommend.
Only
it's
pictures.
Bigger than you thought. Jade, do you want to bust out your surprise?
Is Crystal answering the question? Or are you just causing chaos? I'm
just an agent of chaos.
She's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Over to you, Jade.
The grenade is over there.
I was just gonna say we're talking about Deadpool and Wolverine today. I don't know that we need a summary and synopsis or the cast. We'll talk about the cast. And
I could have used a warning.
Danger.
For the warning.
I was singing Ring the Alarm by Beyonce. I was like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Not okay.
There you go.
So that's your spoiler alert.
Yes.
Just in case you didn't understand, you should get out if you've not seen the movie and you want to be surprised.
Right. So, okay, now I'm asking for your real ratings in the Marvel universe of the Deadpool movie.
Okay.
After I got your heart rates going, going.
Right.
What is your actual rating of the movie? Again, on that scale of 1 to 5, and you can keep it even in the Marvel universe. What do you say? I'm putting this at a solid 3. Which is kind of feels low because it was such an enjoyable experience watching it. But like when I think about like what it does for the story, I'm like, It's fine. It was great. The plot was fine. And then like some of the way they resolved it, I was like, okay, so this is like just movie resolved, not plot driven resolution. And I was like, well, that's fine. I still had a good time. Solid 3 for me.
It's not a canon discussion, babe. We just talking about did you like the movie?
Good point. I'm gonna stick with my 3. But you're right. But you're right.
Yeah, well, I mean, an MCU movie should fit into the larger narrative. You want it to. And, you know, they're not all Endgame. They're not all Infinity War. So, yeah.
So where does that land you on a number?
Marcus, that's you. What you what's going on?
It is an enjoyable time. So yes, I'm in the 3.5 territory out of 5 if we're having to do this.
You do. I mean, you do have to.
It's fun. It's fun.
Right. Thank you, Crystal.
It prioritizes fun and it succeeds. While being just a little bit too gory, if you ask me. But you know.
And the dog. I don't understand the dog. Okay, moving on. Jade, what do you say?
I feel comfortable saying 3.5. I think it's up there with the first Guardians, the third Guardians, Thor Ragnarok.
Okay. You know. Yes, Thor Ragnarok. Solid comparison for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alex, have you given us yours?
I would give it 3.8.
I need more words for the 0.8.
Enough for the bronze. Sneaking over the line.
Right.
I was gonna give it a 4.2, but I agree with everything that you guys said. But I feel like, again, because there's so many Marvel movies, this fits in like a bubble. There's like a few movies that are like 3.8, like Shang-Chi, crazy good movie. I think Shang-Chi is like a 3.8. It's in that realm. It doesn't do anything for the universe. It just fits in its own little pocket. You never see these people ever again. It's a fun ride. It's funny. The action's good. The fight scenes are good, but it adds nothing to anybody ever. So yeah, I would say it fits in that circle, that 3.8.
Just to add a little more chaos, Shang-Chi was worthless. Stephanie?
No. I was not ready.
Stephanie, go dark on me.
Jesus.
Worthless.
Shang-Chi was beautiful for a lot of reasons, and it's a 5. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
A 5?
And it's a 5. It's a 5.
I was listening to the soundtrack last week.
The movie is a 5?
You know what?
Well, it's a spite 5 now. It's a spite 5 now.
Yeah.
The representation was great. The music was great. The story was great. It was great. But let's talk about
I heard
Deadpool.
One thing I agreed with. Representation was great. Okay.
Listen, I think at this space we got room for just liking.
No, I love the representation. I wish Aquafina wasn't in it, but that's a different problem.
That part.
Hey, I feel like you're doing too much right now. We're supposed to be talking about Deadpool.
You're right. Back to you, Stephanie. You're right.
So back to you. A 4. I enjoyed it.
Strong.
I remember watching X-Men movies and I didn't always put them all together, and everything had to be strung together. I just had a good time. I laughed. Yeah. My brother-in-law laughed.
Yeah.
We laughed together and it was beautiful.
It brought you together closer as a family. Not many movies can say that. So let's start with our favorite cameo. What was your most favorite? This movie is jam-packed with famous people just having a good time, which this whole movie is trying to get across. What was your favorite cameo?
Wish Shang-Chi didn't have been it.
Yeah, to be real. When y'all gonna bring Shang-Chi back?
There's been no mention, but
we're about to have a separate argument right now about.
He deserves better than this, man.
He should be. I can't see them not bringing him back.
Can I say that Shang-Chi reminded me of Iron Fist? Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's bad.
Shouldn't.
We're gonna move.
Yeah, let's just move on. I just like
that?
to do
my opinion, but I'm gonna trash everything. Why are we burning it down today?
Oh man, don't get
You're
Alex
gonna ruin
started
this
about
day, Crystal.
quotes
That is
from
a
Luke
0
Cage
on
and
that
Iron
1 to 5
Fist.
scale.
I apologize.
I would like that time
I'm
back.
sorry.
That's insane.
My chaos energy is too strong today. I'm bringing it back. I'm gonna calm it down. and
Hold
again,
the aggression,
favorite
Alex.
cameo.
Hold the aggression.
The
Yeah,
question
stay strong,
was
Alex.
favorite cameo.
Yeah, stay strong, everyone.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm gonna have to say I really enjoyed Chris Evans' cameo.
For
'Cause
sure.
I didn't see it coming, and I really should have. It was.
And it was such a great misdirect.
It was really well done.
It was such a great misdirect. I thought, and plus he's pretty. I don't know if we mentioned that. Stephanie, where would you rank this on the list of cameos? High, low, mid?
His rank Marcus's.
Yeah.
Stephanie rank Marcus's.
Well, Marcus was
Marcus, that was great.
I was in the movie. You might have had to look. I was Deadpool number 15 in
Marcus,
the bus
that
when
answer
Wolverine
was
did
trash.
I'm sorry.
I gave you a 5 on that answer, Marcus.
Yeah. Thank you for being positive and encouraging and team building. Amidst the chaos. No, I meant like, where does Chris Evans' cameo rank for you? Not. You're just right to mention it.
Alex heard what I heard. I mean, it was solid. I love Chris Evans. It's good.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it.
So that seems like an easy, like you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
Some of the other ones were more like,
who did that for you? Who did that for you?
I mean, Blade. Obviously.
Yeah, Blade.
Obviously,
Blade was
Blade.
insane.
Blade.
I'm only not saying Blade because I know somebody else is going to say Blade, so I'm just trying to choose a different.
I got more Blade pictures. Go ahead.
I think we should discuss Blade for a second. Like his line, like the one that'll. What did he say? I'll be the only one.
Blade. I'm Blade. I'm the only Blade. I'm the only one who ever be Blade.
That's
only something like that. Yeah.
I said, why did they let him have that line?
Deadpool was straight to camera, like, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, did Mahershala Ali see this movie? And it's like, we're out again.
I mean, he's always been in. They just keep rotating directors out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Timelines and writers. You know, maybe one day they'll make that movie.
I think, and I think Mahershala, he's the only one who could maybe do a very good, solid Blade after Wesley Snipes. But I was really surprised by that.
Wesley said in an interview, he said, don't blame Mahershala for what's happening. He said, it's not him, it's studio stuff. So don't take it out on Mahershala.
Good.
Also, if you think I'm not going to sit on a movie lot with a contract, you're wrong. I'll wait as long as it takes. I don't care when Blade comes out. You told me yes, I signed the contract that said yes. Give me one of them Chris Evans paychecks and just make it happen, Captain.
Tell me what green screen to appear in front of. And
exactly.
Okay. I have a question. Can I ask a question just about this? Let me ask a question, Crystal.
I'm nervous.
I thought the TVA, like just being in it, felt like the TVA itself was a cameo because I was like, oh, the TVA is back. And I was like, wait, who else is from the TVA is coming? So the TVA felt like really good.
That's a good answer.
I did like that. And I like the way they explained not seeing like the rest of the TVA by being like, he's a rogue. He's doing something rogue. So that's why we don't see all the rest of the TVA until we see our favorite Black TVA agent at the end.
That was the best. That was the moment. I like
that was a great cameo too.
Looks like she smells good. Oh.
Yeah, I really enjoyed her.
She does.
She looks like she smells beautiful.
Like roses and sandalwood.
And her hair is soft. I like that. I like that, Sevi. I like that perspective on the TVA and them just being like a tool that the Marvel can use to really like bring random worlds together. I do enjoy that.
Yeah, for sure.
Alex, who's your favorite cameo?
Gambit. Gambit is my favorite cameo. Throw the picture up, Jade. Jay knows. Jay knew what I was
That's
going to
my deck of cards.
That's
I'm
perfect.
ready.
Right.
Just
I wish Julia was here because I think she'd be on my side with Gambit. But we'll move on.
Wait. What's that mean?
Think Gambit? Absolutely not.
I personally asked for Gambit. I've asked for the.
You asked for Channing Tatum Gambit?
When somebody says that they want to play somebody because they love that character, let them on stage. Let that boy on stage. Let them cook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he could have done it maybe in his basement. I don't know. Live his best life there.
Let that boy on stage. Let that boy on stage. The only thing that I didn't like about Channing Tatum being Gambit is the build. Because Gambit is traditionally a skinny person. Yeah. But Wolverine is 5'2". Okay.
Yeah, we can get over.
He's 5'2".
Jackman.
But we don't. We saw that we don't want a comic book accurate size. We don't want that.
We don't want it. Channing Tatum did exactly what he said he was going to do. I like that he got a accent coach 4 years ago for this movie that got canceled, and he was like, "I learned this accent for nothing. I have nothing to do with this at all." And Ryan Reynolds brought him on stage, and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be thick. It's gonna be." He's
like, "I'm using every cent I paid."
When the Creoles liked it, I loved it. I was like, "You like it? I love it. Let's
go." Yeah, and
dark rule on this one.
Accents are hard. Like they're not accurate. You know, like people from St. Louis all don't speak the same. So.
Who's your dialect coach? I died. I was dead.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
It was more in the dialect. It was the whole attitude and
you loved it.
Gambit in a Deadpool movie is what it was. The same way you got Wolverine, but in a Deadpool movie.
Yeah. Also, Oh well, no. I guess we'll talk about Deadpool in a little bit. But yeah. Oh wait, honorable mention. Jade, do you have the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine?
No.
With the super long hair and the stump,
stump
hand. That's honorable mention. That was great.
There were so many.
And there was an Old Man Logan. Was there an Old Man Logan?
There was an Old Man Logan.
Okay.
That's funny.
I love that book. Okay.
Jade, your cameo?
It's not Gambit.
Thank God.
Well, I don't like Channing Tatum in the role. I appreciate that he got to do it. Ryan, let him do it. No more.
Stop it right now.
Because you know right now, Channing Tatum is working on something
Listen,
he's like, you guys saw me, right?
Yeah.
He was going to be Gambit because he was paying for that movie. All of it was being funded by Channing Tatum. So I feel like if he wanted to be Gambit again, all he just got to do is be a producer. And
I'll be in the theater.
Yeah.
Mad the whole time.
The effects they did with the cards. Oh,
that was really cool though.
That was really good. That was really good. I think my favorite cameo was Blade because I didn't see it coming, but
I read that exactly right, John.
Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I could have walked out the theater.
And the line he said, "We'll treat you," and then when he said, "We'll treat you better than those guys down the road," I was dead.
Yes. So that was my favorite.
That was hilarious.
Am I missing something? And then, I was going to say Henry Cavill. Who would I say then after that?
Wait, you can answer this question, but not the other question. See, hold up.
I have feelings. I have very strong feelings about a lot of things. I was going to say Henry Cavill. Who else could I say?
Nobody's going to say Elektra? Nobody?
No,
I thought about saying it, and then I was like, I'm not, though.
I appreciate your strength.
Okay, I'll show it.
All right.
And we're done.
I mean what am I
going to do? So it's cool, but
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie.
You didn't see Elektra?
Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
But
I knew who it was, though. I knew who it was.
Oh, of course. Yeah, obviously knew who it was, but it's just like,
I've seen it enough for the both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be seen per se.
No. Because back then we didn't have anything else.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also and like they hadn't really figured out how to do superhero movies yet. So and also she's a girl, so
Also respecting women. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So welcome to the stage, Jules.
Oh, she made it just in time.
Woo! We're so happy you're here.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Good timing.
Julia.
Good timing. If you want to introduce yourself, I won't make you go through any of the chaos that we did at the top of the episode, but we are answering the question.
Mhm.
What was your favorite cameo in the movie?
Oh.
We said Henry Cavill. We said Blade. We said Chris Evans.
I think it's got to be
What
Blade.
did Alex say? Alex, what'd you say? Gambit.
No,
Oh yeah, I blocked it out of my head. Gambit. Alex, you're muted too, just in case.
I said the TVA, but she forgot that too. It's fine.
I did say yeah. And I really like the TVA, but the Gambit conversation really threw me off. So if you have one, you can add to that list.
I'm gonna say Blade.
Okay.
That's really like I'm
Yeah,
waiting on the movie. Okay, Mahershala, like come through. I want to
Yes,
see
we
it.
need you. I
He's
know.
trying.
And I think you'd be fantastic. I think you'd be fantastic.
You know who should have showed up instead of Elektra? Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's sister would also be good. 'Cause she
Yep.
was
But
bad.
Shang-Chi is already
bad.
in the right universe. So
No,
these are
Shang-Chi's
sort
in
of,
the right universe, and they zapped him, and that's how he got here. That's how it works. They zap you, and they take you out.
but then
I
they
thought
would
his
have had
dad-
to have
his dad
left
could have
him
been there.
behind. They can't
They
leave
did.
him.
Okay,
did.
back to Deadpool.
And it's unfair.
You're
No
the
more-
one who brought it up.
I know, but I apologize.
Jules, she said she
Yeah.
hates. She said she hates Shang-Chi.
Sorry.
Who said
Sorry,
this
Passion.
sacrilege?
And then the
Why do you
TVA
say it?
came, and the TVA came, and it zzz, and it got him because the people don't
Sorry,
love him.
Passion.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Are you?
Yes,
Okay.
I like the movie.
Well, I
But
appreciate
you
it.
know, the sequel's in limbo. So
So,
That's what they were saying. So my next question about Deadpool, guys, is what did you think? How did you think the plot was? Or I don't know. How should I say that question? What did you think of the plot? How did it move from the beginning to the end? Did you think that was great, lazy, fantastic? Your
Girl, I
favorite
had a
thought?
good time. It was bloody. Ain't no plot. Like,
Was there a
was
plot? Was there a plot?
I was like,
Technically, yes. Technically,
Bye,
Right.
bye. That's what I got.
perfect timing.
Wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye,
That was a very long scene with quite
Yes.
a few murders
Some.
set to a
What
very
murder?
jaunty beat. I was like, when will this end? And he was like, actually, the whole song. We're going through the
I love
whole
it.
song. You know?
Multiple times. Like, how did they clear this? Like,
Money.
how much?
Lots.
Did
And
you
I
show
Got
them?
Chris Evans in it.
Did you show them previs what would be happening while they're
They didn't care.
playing?
They got
Rated
a check.
R means R.
And
R.
Are you ready
know,
for some blood and gore?
I was gonna say, I bet Ryan Reynolds has very good relationships, and you know what I mean.
Man,
Like he
He must.
yeah, he must have very good relationships.
But
So
I
yeah,
would
the plot.
say one thing about his
Yes.
relationships. Halle Berry did say she talked to Blake Lively and that she wanted to do a cameo and no one called. So I'm a little upset about that. I would have loved to see Halle Berry come back as an
I
X-Men
would've
Storm.
loved that too.
That would have been
Storm, 'cause I was
amazing.
thinking Catwoman. Okay,
I was too. I was like,
Oh,
but
God,
how
no, don't do
did
that.
that
Stop.
woman get here?
Stop.
No, Storm.
Sure.
Come
That
on
would have
now.
been cool, but also Storm would have KO'd every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
person
she's overpowered,
in that movie.
frankly.
Yeah.
Just deaded everybody.
Guess who
Um,
didn't? Electra.
And
No, but I like Jennifer Garner.
They did.
I like Jennifer
You like
Garner.
Elektra though?
The movie
Okay.
was horrible. The movie was horrible. I'm sorry. But
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I like her.
Alias
that-
was better. Alias was
Yes.
better.
Alias
Could
was
have been
so
a Ninja
good.
Turtle. It could have been Leonardo had walked down them stairs instead
What
of
are you
Elektra.
about?
I'm just saying Electra's interchangeable. Just anybody could have walked down them stairs and we'd have been like, oh, Leonardo, pizza.
I don't think the Storm would have fit into this movie.
Is that rude? I'm sorry.
Because these are people that have been the castaways. We don't talk about their property anymore. They were part of, was it Sony, Fox, whoever. They're not anticipated to be brought back at all. Nobody was looking for Elektra. Nobody was looking for Gambit. Nobody was looking for that Blade. And this was sort of the redemption of those and a close for them.
And a close, yeah. And they said that very explicitly in that part of the movie.
Storm is, I mean, there is no X-Men without Storm.
No.
She is absolutely going to be back.
Storm couldn't have said, I'm going to make a name for myself here. Like, it just wouldn't have vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But they should have called her back, though. Respectfully, they should have called her back and been
that's
like,
what I was gonna say. I was
too
gonna
much
say
of a star, baby girl.
Be like, sis, the movie doesn't work. Yeah.
Did Fox own Catwoman?
You know,
I
think that's Warner Brothers.
If Fox owned Catwoman, they should have made her Catwoman like Chris Evans was. Fantastic Four, the Flaming Torch. If she had come back and they were like, "Oh, it's Storm," but she was Catwoman because we have the license to Catwoman, would have been hilarious.
The jokes
we still need DC's permission. Yeah. That's too far.
We can go as far as we want because we got the money.
It was great.
We got the money.
Well, Henry is actually part of the MCU, supposedly. Yes. Quote unquote.
Who's that?
Henry Cavill.
Oh, that was kind of the joke. I'm like, he must already sign some papers because this is aggressive.
Yeah.
It was
Marcus,
beautiful.
what if we call her Black Cat? My God. But the same exact costume.
Did Marcus actually
same exact costume?
No, I think we leave space to bring her in any place she wants to be. They got to fill out these Wakanda shows they haven't put together yet.
Not Halle Berry.
Where is Ironheart? What are we doing?
I know.
So, taking our time.
That's coming. No, they announced
stuff.
that. It was at a.
Yeah, they announced it. They announced
They announced what?
But the show has been done forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The show was show.
Oh,
you met her on
show with show.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
and
so
the Apostle got canceled. Did we see that?
The Acolyte.
Acolyte. Yeah.
Acolyte.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
That should tell you what I thought of it.
Not a fan?
Different property. I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, actually.
But she likes Shang-Chi, so keep it moving.
I introduced too much chaos, and now I'm just letting it live. So again, plot. Who had anything interesting to say about the plot? I think I mentioned like part of why this movie isn't higher for me is just like they were like we're just meandering along. I don't think like that. This is gonna sound kind of crazy because I'm like the reason he wanted to fight for his world is weak to me. I'm like, she's mad at you, and so you're like, I'm like, I don't like it. I'm like, I get like you don't want to also kill the world. You don't want to let 9 billion people die, but like you and your girl are having a tiff. That's why you're sad. I can't. I was
He's
like,
in crisis, baby. He in crisis.
He was going through it. He stapled hair to his head. That was awesome.
Nobody can tell though.
That was so funny to me. Those when the hair got ripped off and he still had the staples in. Mm-hmm. That detail was fantastic. So that was like, what'd you say, Marcus? I'm sorry.
So it's a hair system. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No one can tell. He said. I thought that was so funny. So yeah, I was like, I didn't really enjoy that like motivation.
Yeah, I don't like Deadpool comics like at all. I find them really like grating to like page after page and joke. But it translates to movies surprisingly well.
Interesting.
Like this kind of like chaotic ride from beginning to end, where in the comics he has no motivation, and I don't really want to continue to read this if you have no motivation. But the motivation that my girl broke up with me, and so I'm gonna get her back. In a movie setting, if that's all you need for me to get on this ride, that's fine. I'm not gonna read this though, and it's weird. I was thinking about it before this happened. I love Deadpool 1, 2, and 3, and multiple times I've tried to go to, the comics to find something that I like. And other than X-Force, which is a totally serious comic and has nothing to do with any jokes, and Deadpool's in it one time, his like solo comics are like really annoying, and I don't like them. But I thought this was awesome. I thought this was dope. If I could give it higher than a 3.8, I would, but there's like 47 movies. And so I can't be,
you gotta keep some stuff in reserve.
I gotta be, yeah.
I think
judicious.
I think it works so well because of Ryan Reynolds. Because he found a character that he could be himself, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was that guy in movies before he was Deadpool. But once he got that character in that Wolverine movie, it just clicked.
Yeah.
And I don't think Deadpool works without Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
He is Deadpool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like even if they don't make a Deadpool 4, Ryan Reynolds will definitely be back in somebody's movie, messing their movie up with all of his jokes.
For a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus,
okay. But that joke about what's his face's divorce, that was funny. I don't care what nobody say. That was
Say what? Say what it was? Do you remember?
He made a joke about Hugh Jackman's divorce. But he called her, well, clearly Wolverine's not divorced, but he said that ever since his divorce, but he didn't reference his wife, just referenced that Wolverine, quote unquote, had been divorced. So it was like a cool, like, in joke.
That was good. That was good and mean. They were together for so long. Marcus, what do you think about like the motivation in this one?
It's like, so Deadpool's motivation made more sense to me, but they just made such a big deal about this Wolverine having let down his world, and then they don't really, they tell you and they don't show you, and then you're like, well, you were at the bar when things went down? That's not the biggest deal.
Yeah.
Like, you messed up, but you didn't mess up. Like,
well, no, that's not the thing he did. He comes back from being drunk, right? And all the X-Men are dead.
Everybody's dead. Yeah.
But then he goes on a revenge tour and he kills all the humans, and then all the humans turn against all the mutants. What he said the consequence was that the humans did come back for the mutants, and the humans always massacre the mutants. That's just the story told over and over.
So how much could he have done? Because
if you're responsible for the genocide of your own people, you've probably done a lot. That's a good amount of stuff that you did.
I agree, though, Marcus. Like the just telling of it does water down the impact. I'm like, okay, I also was
not
like,
even a hint of on-screen mutants getting slaughtered or anything, just like nothing.
Oh, you guys want that? Well, is the movie too gory or is it not gory? Which is it? Which is it? Pick a lane.
You alluded to it in 2 previous scenes. Like, no, this is a real big deal. It's a real big deal. And then it's like, we'll just talk about it.
She was like,
What'd you say, Jade?
Oh, we might see a Sentinel or something.
Yeah, at least one. No? Okay.
Yeah, they were like, or just imagine it. Especially, and they spent so much money on random things like the fingers in the forehead. Like, why? Why we gotta see that?
Because it's in the comic.
I didn't need to see, that's too.
Wait, but you guys just asked for the massacre of mutants.
You don't see how those are different?
What?
Where's the
one of those was deeply important to the plot, and the other was fun for the anime.
Okay.
One of them would cost way more money than the other one.
It's true.
But
it's true.
They could have, I think they could have saved that money and shown us a Sentinel. What did you, Jade? How do you feel about the motivation of the plot? How do you feel about Wolverine's introduction to the story?
I think Ryan.
And don't forget he's wearing his uniform.
I think what happened was Hugh Jackman said, "Okay, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it." And Ryan Reynolds went to the studio and said, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do." And he threw some things at the wall, and they ran with whatever stuck.
And they're like, "Okay, we'll do all of them."
And it was fun, and I don't think it impacts anything else in any other movie coming or past?
When did they shoot this? Was all of the Jonathan Major stuff happening at the same time? Did they have to rework this plot?
I'm sure they did
to work him out of it.
You would have thought that was my assumption. Because I'm like, you would have definitely heard some of that in the TVA's branching arm shenanigans.
But Jade, as far as the movie, Ryan Reynolds said that he wrote at least 10 different versions of Deadpool 3. There was one that he said was like a in-game, very serious movie with like no jokes at all. There was one that was like super related. There was one where he like brought back a lot of X-Men. But he said, yeah, I guess this is one that he settled on. But yeah, I liked it. I don't think it needed a plot because, again, Shang-Chi, y'all didn't include Shang-Chi in nothing, even though Shang-Chi was a great movie and I had a good time.
So
it technically happened in a pocket universe where nobody was looking.
I was going to ask a different question. I was going to ask a different question that stopped you from talking about Shang-Chi. That was what my question was going to be. Anyone else have anything on the plot? Okay, no. What did you think of the villain? Like,
Shang-Chi saved the world and so did Deadpool, but just because nobody saw it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It happened.
That's a real sentence.
Eternal saved the world too, and they canceled their movie.
Okay, moving on.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
Eternals,
horrible.
It had some weird choices.
Some very weird choices.
Quadruple.
I enjoyed the Eternals.
I did enjoy it, but it was very weird.
There we go. What villain? Switch to the villain, everyone. What did you? First of all, can you like readily remember the villain? I think
Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
Wait,
she's your villain. She's not the villain to the end. Huh?
Who else is the villain?
The whole? I mean, your boy running the TVA.
Well, yeah, the TVA is the villain.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was
Mr.
getting
Darcy.
at. Exactly.
Mr. Darcy, yes.
Mr. Darcy.
He's hilarious.
Characters. He's funny, but like he's not menacing.
That's the point.
Barely
That's what makes the real villain.
Yeah, he's a libertarian.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with this. Is like, she was way scarier, but she doesn't get introduced to the not very end, but to the middle of our plot, and then we kind of think that she's out for a little bit, and then we get, we're stuck with this like mediocre white man who's like, I'm gonna rise to the top by killing millions of people.
We just gotta cut the corners, guys. Just cut the corners, and we can get this solved. The budget will be cleared.
Her headquarters is the corpse of Giant Man. I knew she was our villain the moment that the head opened up. I'm like, okay.
That was actually, I actually very much enjoyed that.
When she flamed old boy, I was like, oh.
And then the cameo at the end.
That old boy being written so mediocrely was the height of hilarious. I'm just like, of course. Funny. So I'm like, read him guy. Like, he gets shut down so quick. His lies weren't even good. I don't know what happened here. Like, I was like, oh, this is actually satire. And
yeah,
I'm gagged. Like, that was actually supposed to be funny, I think. And it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was really good. I thought, when he's like eating his whatever kind of sandwich that was, and everyone's like, are you? He's like, what? I'm hungry. Yeah. I thought that was a joke. And it was a joke. Yeah.
So. The destruction of my universe making you a bit peckish.
Yeah. He was like, what?
He's got like two different kinds of comedy, like Ryan Reynolds comedy, and then there's like this other kind of funny that's really funny. And I can't take either one of them seriously. And that's part of the gag, I think. Like,
yes. Yeah, I did enjoy that juxtaposition to like real villainy. And then like this guy who's like, I'll just do a couple things and we'll see how it works.
Is anybody looking?
Yeah. we'll just do that. Okay, so this might be showing my like Marvel ignorance. I did not know Professor X had a sis.
Yes. Professor Xavier has a sister named Cassandra Nova. I don't know how it ended, but I know how it started. That they were supposed to be twins, and inside the womb, their powers activated. and she tried to overtake like there's this shark that does this. They have multiple babies in their womb, and then the sharks eat each other, and only one of them is born. That's what happened. He killed his sister, and she's somehow reborn in another body, and then comes back to take revenge on her brother. But yeah,
that's a deep hatred.
Yeah, it's a deep cut. So I understand why everybody's like, I don't really understand. I think my friend Liza said it as well, that the villain, they didn't really understand why she was so menacing to everybody. But yeah, I feel like that's a lot to explain why she's
She hasn't been in anything else, right? Like this is our first introduction to her, or is that true?
She's in the comics.
Well, it's in the
movies,
comics.
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the movies.
Mm-hmm.
No one had money for finger, whatever, so she wasn't in other movies.
No TV shows that I've seen until just now.
Okay. Yeah, I will say, like,
I actually think the original X-Men cartoon talked about.
I don't think she was in there.
Xavier's sister. I think it may have mentioned. No.
I don't think she was in there. And if anything, they talked about
the
Mystique,
the lady.
What lady, Jade?
The lady.
The lady with the
alien lady.
I see that on the restroom sign all the time.
Oh, you're talking about Lalandra. Not a sister.
That's not his sister. No.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I really enjoyed the villains. I really thought they like added different levels of kind of like chaos to the movie. Was it who was her sidekick? Quicksilver?
Pyro.
You know who they should have had?
They must look alike. Do Pyro and Quicksilver look alike in real life?
No.
Oh, I'd be mixing up faces.
It's just been a long time since you've seen Pyro.
Okay.
You know who they should have made the villain?
Yes. Who?
Say
not Shang-Chi. Xavier's son.
Tell us more.
You're talking about the one from
David Holler?
To introduce him
from FX?
Yes.
No, we can't. That's another. That's just like adding Storm. That ruins all this plot. He's so
bridge
strong.
too far.
But they've never done anything with him other than that show.
Yeah, but I feel like even the show proves that he cannot be on anybody else's thing. He's that strong. He's like a universe changing.
Frankly, including the TVA was already like a stretch that brought you to Disney Plus. Like, did you watch Loki?
To be honest, the TVA and on David Holler's Legion were on FX. It was kind of TVA-ish. They're kind of I don't remember what they were called, but their organization was kind of that.
Marcus, you kind of said something that was interesting, or that sounded rude. Sometimes you say interesting things, Marcus.
Oh, good.
But what I mean to say is, I wonder if you are not a deep cut Marvel person, whether the TVA was explained well enough to understand.
I think they did okay.
Okay.
Especially because the first thing they had to do was like, this isn't about you doing weird stuff with Cable, which is fine. We're going to be talking about something else.
Weird stuff with Cable. Yes, okay.
You did steal Cable's device and do some things the TVA would be very interested in if it was just the TVA. But they did a different plot.
And that was another thing. There was some kind of time jump they alluded to but didn't explain either.
It is astonishing this movie's made this much money, because to be able to watch this and get maximum enjoyment out of it, you had to watch
to know a lot.
all of those
you have to know a lot.
Fox Marvel movies. You have to have watched Loki. You have to have watched both Deadpool movies and as many of the Wolverine movies as you could possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of the Wolverine comics and the X-Men comics.
Yeah.
You bring in Sabretooth? I mean, come on now.
They had Sabretooth a couple different times, but it's never been good enough.
And I was gonna say, because all the Logan movies, like X-23, like that wasn't, they didn't do a lot of exposition in this movie. They're just like, or you don't.
Or you don't.
Yeah, you're in or you're out.
Thank God.
I appreciated that.
True.
Just don't waste time
Nope.
explaining anything, including how time works.
If
I'll
I
figure
ever
it out
have
later.
to learn how Spider-Man became Spider-Man ever again.
You don't want to see yet another Uncle Ben die?
No. Tell Spider-Man like you tell Batman. He's been Batman like 8 years now. We don't even talk about how he became Batman, except in a flashback. It takes 2 minutes, and we're never going to talk about it again. That's how we should do all of it.
Because he carries his trauma with him.
Batman
He's
needs
whack.
therapy.
Do y'all know
Turn
who I
in
thought I was
the
gonna see?
Batmobile and get therapy. Go ahead.
I'll never get therapy. Once I saw Chris Evans, I thought we might see Quicksilver, who was Pietro in WandaVision. I was like,
that'd be fun.
like that would have been like randomly, kind of hilariously, marvelly,
like twisty turns.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
I kept looking. I was like, I wonder if that guy who was in WandaVision, who was like not her brother, but like it's from something else,
right,
gonna show up.
He would ruin the end scene because he's too good. It's like, oh, you need the Juggernaut's helmet? Okay, here you go.
Well, the funny thing about it is in WandaVision, he's not actually Quicksilver
Right.
at all. He's just a regular person. So him being in the TVA universe, he would have been dead like so quickly. It would have been another one of those gags where it's just like, oh, he's a character we paid for, but he's not going to be here until the end of the movie.
Because I don't think he's ever coming back as her brother. Like, it was just wild.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we didn't talk about Peter and that kind of like saving grace of the film. Like he's the anchor being.
I love that part so much. That was amazing. That was the most Deadpool thing about the entire movie. Again, why I'm not going to read that book. I'll watch the movie. It's only got to be here for 2 hours. I'm not reading the book, especially if it ended that way. In a book, I would be really mad. I'd be incredibly upset. This was fun. I had a great.
I'm like low key upset. I was like, "What is this solution?"
Yeah.
But I will say, in the real world, Ryan Reynolds did a beautiful tribute to him on his Instagram. And so if you have a chance to see that, read that. It's really sweet because he lost his son.
Tribute to who?
Huh?
To tribute to the guy Peter.
The guy who plays Peter. Which feels disrespectful. I can't remember his name. He lost his son to a brain tumor, and there's a beautiful tribute.
You can't for Shang-Chi, so why not just, assassinate everybody in one agent? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to talk about shit. Oh, we're going to
talk about the minivan? Because the minivan felt like a character to me. The minivan was a whole character, and I was dying.
I can't hear.
That's crazy. We made 3 Ant-Mans and it's 1 Shang-Chi. It's,
Ant-Man.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I will give you that too, because Ant-Man is garbage. But I love Paul Rudd. I love ageless Paul Rudd.
It was such a fun movie that they had no idea how to market, but that's different.
Right. It's a fine movie. Yeah. But like 3 of them,
it's because we like Paul Rudd. We can all agree about that, right?
Yeah. And like his sidekick person is funny. They're really great.
The roster of all the Avengers. Why Kevin Feige was like, let's just do Ant-Man because he's on the pictures all the time. Well, no, choose somebody else. Choose somebody else that helps with problems.
He was probably cheap.
All right, we're getting ready to wind down. So, as our exit question,
5.
What do you think this movie does for the MCU? We kind of talked about it a little bit, but we'll go around and then you just wanted to show this, Jade, because
I did.
Okay.
Good big and make a name for myself.
Yes, we had a comment. John Woodmass. I think this is for you, Alex.
You left out the woo.
Oh, it's a question.
No, it was a statement.
Oh yeah.
I said his name when he typed it. I was like, yes John. Yes.
Indeed.
So do you think this does anything for the MCU universe, or we were just vibes?
I would take that first. It does nothing for the MCU universe at all. Okay, it didn't move the plot forward. It didn't resolve Kang. which it very well could have, without Jonathan Majors. Actually, I think they could have. No, you're right, not his job. But I have to tell you, I am sitting in a hotel in LA, and in the lounge, Avengers came on, and it was like everyone was glued to the TV. We had all seen it. That phase 3, that phase 4, like that was some magic. That was some magic. It was so good. And this with the cameos gave me a glimmer of hope for what's to come. But I think Marvel needs to get back on their game. Like they lost it. And that's part of why they brought back Robert Downey Jr. Like he had to be convinced. And I don't know if that's going to do it. I'm an Iron Man fan. Okay, I love Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's the terrorist guy.
He's Dr. Doom.
That too.
But I don't know if Marvel can bring it back to what it used to be. We were all glued to the TV. We had all seen it. It was universal. The jokes, we all laughed at the same time.
That's a good
This
point.
is not that.
This is not quotable at all, really. Or what do you guys think about that statement? Oh, Marcus?
It's pretty quotable, at least for this summer. So
okay.
But 5 years later, are we still going to be watching it in the hotel lounge and glued to the TV?
Well, they're not going to play in the hotel lounge.
I was going to say, not this one.
There's way too many F-bombs.
Yeah, you can't play that.
And you can't edit those out.
Language
You can't play that in the hotel lounge.
True. Here's what I'm going to say. This movie has made over $1 billion. There's no way they're not going to take lessons from it. So I think
interesting.
The thing that's most impactful in the MCU is this movie was fun in a way that a lot of the movies in the previous phase just weren't. Like, I enjoyed Wakanda Forever. It is not a fun movie.
Like Thor is fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And Thor is fun, but it's a different... They almost went too far.
With
Ragnarok,
Thor movie.
wasn't that
For
great.
a Thor
Love
movie.
Thunder wasn't that great.
But as a Deadpool movie,
Made me angry.
they got away with way more jokes. And way more just in your face, this is a joke. Please laugh at my joke. Kind of jokes.
Yeah, breaking that fourth wall.
And they got away with in Thor. So hopefully they figure out a way to make the movies as entertaining as they are. Just fun to watch and moving a larger plot along. I am skeptical of the Robert Downey Jr. casting for Doctor Doom.
We'll see.
I just don't. I don't know.
People love him. People love him.
Sure.
People are like me,
Of course,
and they love him. Like,
yes,
he's
they
a
love
man.
him, but do you want to see him play Doom?
No.
I just want him back in the MCU.
No, I don't.
You can just
We gotta move on to the questions, guys. We're gonna.
Alex,
Oh, look, it's Tony. Tony's in the chat. Hello,
Hey.
hello.
I think that this movie did what Ryan Reynolds said he was going to do, which was become Marvel's Jesus and provide the hope and the palate cleanse that we need to go forward. I think that's what it was, because it wasn't plot heavy. It was fun from beginning to end. I could watch it again. I could watch it a few more times.
I think one of the funniest jokes in this movie is he keeps telling Hugh Jackman he's going to be doing this till he's 90. And I think it's pretty much the exact opposite. They're going to be done with Hugh Jackman, but Ryan Reynolds is going to be putting that red suit on until they have to CG every scene he's in. Because they're not going to be able to recast him.
It'll just be a voiceover at that point.
They will recast Wolverine. They are not recasting Deadpool.
I don't know.
And they are going to make another Deadpool movie.
Oh, yeah. But I think Hugh Jackman is back.
You think so?
I think so.
For a big check, maybe, but man, I don't know.
But because he asked to come back, like this was his
No,
idea.
Ryan though.
For 20 years.
No, that's not what Hugh is saying in the interviews.
That's a long time to lift weights.
Hugh was saying that yes, Ryan had been saying this for a long time, but it just clicked one day, and he said he pulled over in his car and called Ryan Reynolds and said, "I want to do a movie." And Ryan said, "Well, that's so interesting because I got a meeting in 3 hours with Marvel and changed the trajectory of what Deadpool 3 was going to be because of that phone call."
Yeah,
I have to tell you though, Logan was a good note to go out on.
It was.
Logan was a great movie.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like,
you know what? And to that point, that makes me think Jade might be onto something because, yeah, he ended Logan at such a high note, and then not that this brings it. Well, it does, right? It brings it kind of down, and he has to kind of maybe build that character up a little bit more. I don't know that he's coming back. I'm with you, Marcus. I'm a little skeptical, but I could see why he would want to. Alex, what do you think? What does this do for the MCU?
So I want to say one thing just first, that Deadpool
not about Shang-Chi.
No, not about Shang-Chi. Deadpool is Marvel Jesus, but Ryan Reynolds is not Jesus. So to expect him to save the Marvel Cinematic Universe is he's not even Kevin Feige. You know what I'm saying? He can only do so much. Deadpool 1 is just fun. It affects nothing in the X-Men universe. Deadpool 2 had to build its own universe because they still wouldn't let him affect the universe.
Interesting.
Deadpool 3 finally gets to be inside somebody's world. He may not affect what happens in their world, but Chris Evans was there, Blade was there, Gambit was there. It showed that we can really open this toy box if we want to. We can really if we want to, we can write it into the story and bring a character back if we want to. And two, I think the thing that it showed for the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that we can make movies that are rated R and people will still go see them. We don't have to make kids movies because we're owned by Disney, or make movies that don't have cussing because we're afraid people won't go see them. A movie that makes $1 billion more than Passion of the Christ proves that you can make a rated R Marvel movie and people will go see it. They won't be like, "Oh, I can't bring my kid." I'm bringing my kid. Apparently people are bringing their kids.
Please stop.
Yeah, wow. Passion of the Christ was the #1 rated R movie in the world, and Deadpool has beaten it by about $400 million. I think it was like 800 million.
Wait, Passion of the Christ, the Tale of Jesus?
Yes.
Not the tale. Not the tale of Jesus.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, they had the same amount of blood in those two movies, so
I didn't know. I learned.
What were you gonna say, Stephanie?
Yes, the Green. What is his name? The Green Goblin's Tale of Jesus. Yes.
Hold on though. Tony just made the best point. We needed that black X-Men back that died way too early in First Class. Like that would have been one that should have actually
never should have died. He can adapt to anything.
I cannot think of his. Was he ever? What was his name?
Black man that died too soon.
Okay, it's gonna come back. To
Racism happened. That's his name. Racism is still alive.
Passion of the Christ made $621 million, and Deadpool has made $600 million more than that. So
just a lot. Just a lot.
That is funny.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, any closing thoughts? How do you want to end your Deadpool revelry?
Well, I'm gonna answer the question you asked us, Crystal, and say B-15 is the best part of like what this did for the plot. Like I think people's excitement around that character, I think we're gonna see that character more because you could even admit it, you have like pure joy and excitement. So I think we're moving B-15 to some new places. And I can't think of is that Rumi? What is
Wunmi Masako.
She's so pretty. Anyways, that's I'm ending on that. Like
okay,
I like it.
In the TVA. I love it. Marcus, what's your closing argument for Deadpool?
The X-Men character you guys keep trying to name is Darwin.
So I'm like, evolution. Darwin. Okay, my brain.
And if Hugh Jackman's going to keep doing Wolverine, which he's waking up today, 55 years old, having played this character for half his life. How much longer can you stay jacked? It's got to be so hard.
And he was jacked.
Yes, he's already got all the money he needs. What's the motivation anymore?
I'm having fun.
You can be an artist and go do more musicals.
No, that's what y'all said to Andre 3000, and now he plays flute bad.
I'm saying one of these days he's gonna wake up with a blown ACL and think, you know what? Maybe I'll let somebody else be Wolverine.
Yeah, but a torn ACL at 62, people tear their ACL at 32, and they can't play football no more. At 62, he can stop it. I mean, yeah, now it's time. I broke my ACL, proved it. I proved I could do it.
Proved it.
But yes.
Okay, so Marcus, we're closing
my closing argument here is the movie made $1 billion. Expect to see a lot of the people in it again. Period. They're not gonna they just can't help it. The money's made a bunch of money, so we're gonna make a Magic 8-Ball movie. Like, stop. Understand what you did first.
It's DNC time, so I gotta roll. Great. This is great.
Alrighty.
This is great.
All right, Jules, what's your closing argument?
I hope that this sparks another season of Loki, because I really loved Loki, and maybe there's hope for him to bring it back. I didn't like the way they ended, so bring back Loki.
Okay.
He's there forever and always.
Yeah. One Eternals too? Like, what's happening? Okay.
Eternals too. Alex, your closing argument?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, no, I'm nervous.
Oh, no.
Oh, hold on.
Jay's like, I have these beautiful pictures.
Hey, do you have the one with the cards? Tell me you got the one with the cards. Oh,
I did not
damn
get
it.
I did not get that one.
Alex, we can't hear you. Alex, your mute is on.
Can't hear you.
Yep.
My USB keeps trying to come undone. Deadpool is the best.
I think. Okay, your USB, your USB is doing God's work.
All we heard was "is the best."
I think
that's stopping the chaos before it comes.
Movie. It is the best one, the number one. You know how I know it's number one? Because I sat in that chair the second time I saw that movie, and I watched Jade's face light the F up. Is that Elektra? Is that Blade? Oh my God, is that Chris Evans? No. Tell me one time you watched the X-Men movie and did that. Tell me one time that you watched the X-Men movie and didn't have to throw a bunch of yellow flags and said, okay, well, we didn't have the production value, or we didn't have the connectivity, or we didn't have this or the direct. If we just
had money for the face thing.
Yeah, we always made an excuse why the X-Men movies weren't as good as they could be. Deadpool 3 was as absolutely to the pinnacle of what you expect Deadpool 3 to be. It had the X-Men cameos. They used those cameos. They were great cameos, and it was awesome. A fun ride to the beginning to end. And just like all the other X-Men movies, it has nothing to do with anything at all.
Yeah.
I will say that any X-Men movie with Patrick Stewart was excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't
on that note, my closing argument is that this is a fun movie. I'll never watch it again.
Oh my God.
I never need to see this again. I will watch, maybe if like a clip comes across my IG, I'll enjoy it and laugh, and then I will move on with my life. Because I think I joined Marvel because of the arching story. I just love the idea of I think you guys remember as kids, I'm like, I wish Aaliyah would sing with Brandy, and like that. I just love that. And this does not help us get anywhere. So it's a good time. I'm glad I've seen it. But a 3. I rated it a 3. Over to you, Jade. You're
out of 5 though. Out of 5. Out of 5.
That's true. That's true. 2.7. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
just kidding.
I'm gonna go sit down after my baby girl.
Good night,
on that note.
I for years heard that Wesley Snipes hated Ryan Reynolds.
I believe that was true.
And I believe that it was true. They said that Wesley Snipes would use a board or something to write notes. Like he refused to speak after a while. And Wesley Snipes got a call from Ryan Reynolds and he said yes. And in an interview, Wesley said, I hate that guy. And he said, that's a joke, by the way. We've been rolling with that for years. I was like, I don't know if Wesley is lying or not.
That's funny.
But I was glad that he
I'm
was
with
there.
Tony on this. I'm like, I think they just had to do something for the PR on this movie because
I think they made up when Wesley needed a check. Okay,
I'm not turning down check either.
Yeah, no.
And then but the joke in the movie was hilarious. I don't like, what did he say? He said, I don't really like you. He's like, yeah, that's always been true.
Never did.
Yeah.
Never did.
Yeah.
Never did.
Yeah, I thought it was great. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll hope that you'll join us again in 2 weeks. Jade, if you have any closing announcements from the house, we'd love to hear them. Otherwise, stay tuned for future episodes.
This Sunday, we have nap night at UNO's Barbara White's Community Engagement Center at 2 p.m. Come and take a nap.
I don't know why I thought that was a lock-in.
It's not a lock-in. Nope.
I was like, why are y'all having a lock-in at UNO?
No lock-in.
Tell me you're a 90s kid without telling me you're a 90s kid.
You attended a lock-in.
Oh, yeah. I love lock-ins. I had lock-in at the zoo once. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we have to explain lock-in for the people in the comments.
Oh, come on now. OHA used to have lock-ins all the time.
A lock-in I was a Baptist child, so in the spring, during spring break, there was always on that Friday night, we go to church, we have games, we do stuff, we learn, we have Bible trivia, and then you sleep at church.
It's a slumber party.
But they lock the doors.
You stay up as late as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I went to one and they had like a musical artist join us. It was great. Tell me you're a church kid, but I'll tell me you're a church kid. All right. Well, that concludes our Deadpool Wolverine review. Feel free to let us know if you have any thoughts on what we've talked about here. As always, stay black, stay nerdy. Ciao.